Mike the Beard. Well, in Italian tradition, you're always named after your grandfather, and the first child of every family is named after. So there's 7 of us. So in Raposa, there's a big Michael, a small Michael, a baby Michael, and I'm Mike the Beard or Baby Michael. And then they changed it to sometimes Johnny's Michael or Frankie's Michael. So when they used to call you, they used to say it's Mike the Beard, because I had the beard and my other cousins didn't, or Frank with the mustache, or Joey's Michael, or something like that. Just as a form of distinguishing you from other cousins. This is my abode since I was born, and it's very comfortable for me. Very comfortable. In the older days, this was considered like a family building. You knew everybody. Now it's not. It's more of a transit because rents are too high. This used to be Little Italy. Now it's, and no offense, it's probably now called Chinatown. I don't think you can find it on the map because it's less than. I mean, I would go less than 500 families that are Italian. At one time, there were more Italians in Little Italy than there were in the Italian city of Rome. Where the water tank is, and it sort of comes like a curve, Italians went that far west. There's a church on that corner called St. Anthony's, right on Houston and Sullivan. And most Italians went all the way further down that end. The second water tower, even the third water tower, that's 6th Avenue. That's Houston and 6th. There's a church on the corner called St. Anthony's, right over there. That's where most people went that come from Genoa, Milan, northern part of Italy. The newcomers have come and made the rents skyrocketed, and from the rents being so skyrocketed, it had pushed the old tenants out, and they have no place to live, neither could they stay here. Well, it's done a great injustice for the older people because it skyrocketed all their rents, and with the rent going so high, most people have left. And for the fact that I guess next generation probably want a few other things of more convenience, such as parking spots, not a 5-floor walk-up, their own bedroom, their own private bathrooms, things like that. I think things that most people like. This is the original house. Now I still want to know how they lived in here. 18 children. Now that's 18 children. My grandmother and my grandfather. That's 20 people in here. There was no such thing as privacy. And this was a room where 5 children slept in. There was 5 children in here. My grandparents on my father's side, they came from Palermo, Sicily. It was close to 2.5 weeks for my grandparents to come from Palermo, Sicily to Ellis Island. She came in. I know she lost one child on boat, and I think one child died on the boat, and she was pregnant and she lost. In those days, they used to call, I don't know if they still call it, they called it miscarriages. There was a 3rd trunk, and the baby that died, the 2 babies that died, they put them in the trunk and they threw them overboard. Until she died, she never ate fish, because she always said that her child may have been in there. But then when she came here, she prospered. Many children. Many of her children were almost all married except for 3 daughters. There was my 3 maiden aunts. And so was the American life. This is the past that they came over from. And it says on it, May 15th, 1896. This is their change, 1 lira, which is less than a half a penny. That was their change. They don't do this anymore. My grandfather was naturalized on the 12th of June, 1906. Everything in here is all original, okay, including all the china, almost all of the furniture. I think the only thing that's new around here is the flat screen TV. Okay, there's 6 rooms, 5.5 rooms. The stand on the corner when you came from across the street by the Italian foods, they sell all pictures. I think there's an Asian lady there. That was my grandfather's stand when I was younger. This is my grandfather. This is that stand that's right out over there. And this is me as a little boy. I had a lot of hair then. This is my grandfather. In that corner, there's the chair still in that corner. That's my grandmother when she was a young lady. These were handmade, all handmade linens. This is the one with the angels. This has angels on it. So what they did is they made a square, like needle pointing, and then they put them all together. And you can notice nothing is machine made. It's all hand. It's all hand stitched. This is an old gramophone. It works. It's still working. I only have one record out, and it's a parrot. It's a parrot that teaches you. It's teaching you English, how to speak. I'm winding it up. Okay. Of course, it's not going to be clear. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh. Average people had two to four children, usually. And most, the first part of tuition that my parents paid for me was $2.50, and the second person was $5, my sister. The third person was $7, and beyond that, the child went for nothing. Why? Because they had nuns that were basically in the school, they taught you. A nun stipend was very, very little, maybe $50 a month. So she lived in a convent, that everything was taken care of by the church, and she didn't need anything else but spending money. But nowadays, of course, you people need, $92 an hour. But that's beside the point. When you went past Houston, only on where this big building is, there was a church there. But the following block housed a lot of church-made institutions. Something that's no longer said anymore. It was a house of unwed mothers. We don't use that term anymore, I don't think. Okay, at that time it was basically shunned upon, so they had a home for mothers that were single or that were, the word was in trouble. Okay, if you had a bad habit of some sort. We're not talking about drugs.